brave, courageous, big personalities, all those things. But the sport of drag racing hasn't served them well enough. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't done enough for them. And it comes down to stuff like you're talking about. How can we better tell this story? Because it feels to me, for all intents and purposes, we've been doing it the same way since like 1974.
Well, speaking of telling the story better, we've harped on the impact that the Netflix F1 documentary has had on that sport and its adoption here in the US. What's your take on that whole deal with Netflix? And we've heard rumors of the NHRA having talks with Netflix about something similar. What is that something that what we're talking about as far as all the stats and the graphics? Is that something that is probably more realistic for a documentary series like that rather than like a live TV broadcast? And would you, as obviously the video visionary, what's your take on the presentation of the documentary they did on the F1 deal?
Yeah, I think it's definitely more adoptable in a non-live format, just given the ability to kind of go back and do that stuff not in real time. As far as the documentary itself, that was one of the ones that I feel like really kind of transcended the sport. Obviously, F1 is one of the biggest motorsports, if not the biggest motorsport in the world. But I've had so many people that just know, hey, you're affiliated with racing, right? Is that what you do, or did you watch the F1? Like, so many people that did not care about anything motorsport related got invested in that series through the people, the stories, the danger, the intrigue of everything that was brought to the forefront, and the drama that they created within there. And if it does end up happening from an NHRA perspective, could be one of the biggest things that's happened to the sport in a long time from a media perspective, just because of the opportunity to get in front of people that we just traditionally don't. And we really need to, like Wes, what you were saying, I hope that an Erica Enders, I hope that some of these people that truly have a lot to offer outside of being just unbelievable race car drivers can show just how crazy the sport is, and how much opportunity there is for other people to get involved with it, whether it's from a sponsorship standpoint, fandom, whatever. There's some really good things that are going on.
In the sudden death nature of our sport, the amount of times you win and lose, I mean, there's just so many opportunities for storylines, crushing defeats, whole shot losses. I mean, there are stories that could be told in that format that I'm covered in goosebumps. It's the most exciting thing to think about.